Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID-19. Students, here in this module, we are going to discuss ahead to the topic discussed in the previous module about the forest and wildlife resources. As in the previous module, we discussed about the different conditions, situations existing in our country in the field of forest and wildlife resources. Add to that only we are going to discuss. India is home to 80,000 species of fauna, that is animals, 47,000 flora, that is plants. There are 34 biodiversity hotspots in India. A biodiversity hotspot is a region which has rich biodiversity threatened by human activities. This is evident from the fact that 10% of flora and 20% of fauna in India come under threatened category. So list of critically endangered species here can be seen that cheetah, pink-headed duck, mountain quail, forest spotted owl, Maduka insignis, that is wild mahua, Hobardea heptaneuron, a grass species. Number of endangered species: 79 species of mammals found in our country, 44 of birds, 15 of reptiles, and 3 of amphibians, and 1500 plant species are considered endangered in our country. Classification based on IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, and according to this it has been classified in 5 categories. So first one is the normal species. The normal species, if the population level of a species is within normal range for their survival, means their number is enough for their existence, that they can reproduce and they can continue for a long period of time. It is called normal species. Example is cattle, pine trees, sal, rodents, such kind of species of plants and animals. Rare species. A species can slip from the category of normal species to that of rare species if the population of a species so small that it can become vulnerable or endangered. It is called a rare species. Means if their number is decreasing from the normal species category and it is observed, it is estimated that within of some period of time that may come in the category of endangered or vulnerable category, so that becomes a rare species. It is called rare species, that is Himalayan brown bear. Himalayan brown bear. uh, Wild Asiatic buffalo, desert fox, hornbills, etc. Here comma not required. Vulnerable species. If the population of a species has declined to such a level that it is likely to become endangered, it is called vulnerable species. If their number is decreasing with a rate at which we estimate that within a near future that may come in the category of endangered species, we keep them in vulnerable category. Example is blue sheep, Asiatic elephant, Gangetic dolphin. Endangered species. Species which are in danger of extinction are called endangered species. Means their number is day by day decreasing, and it is estimated, believed, observed, if proper measures not taken, that may extinct from Earth. So such category comes in the endangered species like black buck, crocodile, Indian wild ass, Indian rhino, lion, lion-tailed macaque, Shanghai, that is Bro entered the year in Manipur found. So such species come in the category of endangered species. Now extinct species. A species which no longer exists is called an extinct species. A species may be extinct from a local area, region, country, continent, or entire Earth. Example Asiatic cheetah, extinct from our country. Pink-headed duck, not found these days, etc. It is a notable point a normal species can become rare species which can further slip to the category of vulnerable species and endangered species in that order. So there is a order normal species may slip to rare species category, rare species may slip to vulnerable species category, and that vulnerable species may slip to endangered species category and afterward may extinct from the region, the country or the earth if proper measures not taken about such species of plants and animals. Now endemic species. A species which is found only in a particular geographical area is called an endemic species. Example Andaman teal, Nicobar pigeon, Andaman wild pig, Mithun in Arunachal Pradesh. Kangaroo in Kangaroo is the endemic to Australia. So these different species are locally found in those particular region and particular geographical region. According to that only we categorize them in endemic species. Causes of depletion of flora and fauna. Flora and fauna by decreasing. First one, the most important reason is that agricultural expansion. As you know, the students, with growing population we need more and more food grain, and according to the forest survey of India, over 2000 means 2,62,000 square kilometer of forest area was converted into agricultural land in India between 1951 and 1980. So between this period of time, about 30 years, within 30 years, we took such large area from forest to agriculture to meet the food requirement of our country. Moreover, a substantial part of the tribal belts has been deforested and degraded by shifting cultivation. Students, you have studied in class 8 shifting cultivation. It is a cultivation where farmers clear a patch of land. The tribal people clear a patch of land. They do cultivation over that. And after a certain years, when they think that fertility of the soil of the patch is finished, they clear another patch of land, and this way they cut the trees and cause deforestation. Destruction of forest result in loss of habitat for many species of wildlife. Enrichment plantation was done to promote a few favored species in many parts of India, and this practice involves plantation of a single commercially valuable species, where we find such straight and thick stem trees which can be used for economic purposes. So this is also called monoculture plantation. I mean, a single type of plant is grown in that particular region as a forest, and this lead to elimination of other species and also result in loss of biodiversity, as single plant is grown in all these such region, so the other vegetations are not getting chance to grow, so that harm the biodiversity, and we lost some species of plants also. Development projects. Large-scale development projects have also contributed significantly to the loss of forests. Over 5,000 square kilometers of forest was cleared for river valley projects since 1951. 5,000 square kilometer forest cleared because of the multi-purpose river valley projects. 40,000 hectares of forest would be inundated by the Narmada Sagar project. You know, student, inundated means submerged in water. In Madhya Pradesh, you may have read in science lessons, social science lessons, that hydroelectric project result in inundation of very large area of forest. You know that when hydroelectricity projects are produced, constructed, behind the dam, a large quantity of water is stored, and that all area, the plants, the fertile land, all submerged in water. So this always proves determinantal to biodiversity of the affected area. So of course such projects are affecting the biodiversity of the region. Mining activity. Mining has also caused large scale depletion of flora and fauna. In many areas, open cast mining results in long lasting scars on the surface of earth. You know, students, area open cast mine area is that the mine is looking from the top open, and after mining such places are left as it is, and that land become unfit for any kind of use, and our affected area is robber of all forest cover. This results in loss of habitat for many species. For example, the ongoing dolomite mining is seriously threatening the Boxer Tiger Reserve in West Bengal. That due to mining only, the there is deforestation increasing and the tiger reserve is endangered. Unequal access to resources. Social inequality is another major factor of depletion of flora and fauna. The rich people consume much more than the poor and thus cause a higher degree of environmental damage. Due to their prosperity, everything look very simple and easy for them to get and overuse it, waste it, and that way causing more damage to the environment by excess use of different things. Social effect of resource depletion. Whatever these resources are depleting, what are the social effects coming? If the social effects of resource depletion is long lasting, it indirectly affects all of us but directly affects some selected people like forest dwellers. Dwellers are that who live in the forest nearby areas. The women. Forest dwellers live in or around forest and they depend on forest for their basic needs. They face the risk of loss of livelihood when forests are destroyed. In many societies, it is the women who are responsible for collection of fuel, wood, fodder, water, and other basic substances needs. Depletion of these resources mean women need to work harder to collect those resources, and at some places women may have to walk more than 10 kilometers to collect firewood. Firewood is required for cooking food, and this causes serious health problems for women. Deforestation induced flood and drought results. How induced? Because due to deforestation, soil of the region become loose and that causing flood as due to loose soil during the rainy season the soil of the region reaching to the river and water bodies and that river and what other water bodies like ponds lake getting filled by the sediments of that soil of the nearby areas, and day by day depth of that water body is decreasing, and during the rainy season when there is excess water that water bodies are not able to hold it in and there is overflow of that water causing flood. Drought condition is brought by such because moisture is decreasing in that area. The Due to this moisture decrease, there is a dry condition seen in the region where water holding capacity also decreasing of the soil and that causing loss of water and that result in drought and that is ultimate result in economic misery of the poor. Deforestation also leads to loss of cultural diversity. The marginalized people who had been traditionally dependent on forests for sustenance are now forced to look for other sources of livelihood as the forests are day by day decreasing. Their dependency was over forest and that forests are decreasing So they are bound to search some other sources of livelihood. In order to do so, they are uprooted from their traditional habitat and culture, and this way their traditional habitat and culture is day by day vanishing, you can say, or disappearing. So this was all about the student today's. Now the time to discuss homework. This is the question number 2 from your exercise. Answer the following question in about 30 words. What is biodiversity? In the previous module we discussed. Here also little bit discussed. So why is biodiversity important for human lives? And how have human activity affected the depletion of flora and fauna? Explain. So these two questions you have to do. Try at your level to find out the answers. So this was all about today. Thank you. Have a nice day, students. We'll meet in the next module. Till then, bye bye, all of you.